Hello, YouTube. It is Monday, June 27th, 2022. I'm trying to back out of a parking spot at Costco. 6:26 p.m.
And that checkup will cost you absolutely nothing. They will even tell you.
I thought I'd do the Costco pizza thing on the way to work again.
For more than 20 years here in the valley. So it's up to you.
And it took a little bit longer to get my pizza than I expected. Hey, look, there's a forklift operator moving pallets.
That's 944-4600 or KykoRoofing.com. Your other choice is to sit inside with an open umbrella.
I'm on my way to go do the same job for Amazon. I said I'm on my way to go do the exact same job for Amazon.
And outside of home or business, then look no further than the Arizona Painting Company. Receive a free estimate and color consultation when you call. Right now, you can get 15% off.
They pile their pallets so high outside here.
All you need to do is call and schedule by June 30th.
Actually, not the exact same job. God knows what else he does inside. But yeah,
ar.arizonapaintingcompany.com. Trust the best. Trust Arizona.
Yeah, at Amazon we don't pile our pallets outside. In fact, there's no operating the forklifts outside whatsoever. I'm completely inside at all times, which is nice because I don't have to be out in the heat. or you know, being a night shift, I don't have to be out in the dark. And I go straight here. Wow, nice Tesla.
Whether it's our pre-approval process that allows access to
finishing on the building
guarantee in just 2 weeks, or whether it's access to our
going in,
fire
and y'all probably couldn't see that in the video because I drove by it so quick.
Market, Ideal Home Loans can help.
It's got to be great with my drive-along videos when I mention stuff after it's already left the frame. But anyway,
call us today, 602-899-7000.
Yeah, we go through so many wooden pallets that they all get loaded into a truck, and I'm back to having 2 trucks simultaneously to load into, which last week I didn't. You know, and I don't know that I mentioned why, or that I even mentioned that in any of my vlogs, because usually I'm just complaining about how dissatisfied I am with the so-called girlfriend, which that hasn't changed. And I intend to get to that at some point on the drive to work. Anyway, so not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, I was scheduled for mandatory overtime, and I'm sure I mentioned that more than a couple times. And I did a shift swap on it, so I ended up working the following Friday. Dude, it's a speed bump. Keep going. I'd like to get this green light, please. Please keep going. Please, we can get this green light if you just keep driving. Guy's slowing down like we're in a school zone or something. Damn. Generally not an impatient driver, but people that are doing like 10 miles per hour in a 35. Oh, and he's just weaving into the bike lane. You know, drivers like that are the reason I've never got a DUI. Just throwing that out there. I don't even drive like that when I'm drunk. Anyway, where was I? Ooh, wow, some police activity going on here on the left. That's interesting. Ooh, we got like some big police RV thing going on. Some kind of thing going on in there. And of course, that'll probably never be in the news what happened in there because they're talking about this June 6th crap. Is it really an insurrection when they open the doors for you? Come on now. Back on this.
Chanted at the Capitol Friday night. The vast majority were peaceful, but state troopers did fire tear gas after a handful of protesters started banging on the front glass of the state Senate, and at least one person tried to kick in a sliding door. Smaller protests were held on Saturday and Sunday. No arrests and no injuries. The top Democratic candidate for Maricopa County Attorney joined KTAR's Gators and Chad show.
I'm really surprised there were no arrests. If there were people actually trying to vandalize, people actually vandalizing the doors, there should have been arrests.
Abortion restrictions.
Just
The
saying.
county attorney should not be wading into these waters and criminalizing pregnant people and threatening them with jail time.
She believes abortion isn't an issue of public safety.
We should not be using our precious public safety dollars that are supposed to be there to keep your family safe to become the abortion and contraceptive police. No, that does not make us safer.
Fallon Overstoles, KTAR News.
The overturning of Roe v.
I don't know,
Wade
the
has
position of law enforcement is to enforce laws.
Do the same when it comes to other landmarks.
That's my
In
opinion.
the Supreme Court,
That's why it's called law enforcement.
Justice Clarence Thomas suggested the court should reconsider
All right.
prior rulings.
Sorry, I'm having no focus on what I'm talking about today, and that's pretty normal for me. 6:32 p.m. I think I think I'm still on schedule to make it to work. I did not check Google traffic. I have no idea what I'm facing on the freeway, but usually after 6:30 it's smooth sailing, which makes it seem odd to me that this meter is still going.
Stands by its decision to
Green,
go ahead and
red,
the
green.
rulings.
All right.
Taylor Hassler, KTAR News.
Not that it slowed me down any, just
Decision was made today. This one involving teachers and coaches praying in school.
Praying center field after games. While this wasn't an issue for years, Valley Attorney Barry Martson says the problem began when he invited players to join him.
Some parents and people from other teams began to wonder if that was required. So now were football players required to pray with the coach in order to be on the team or to start or to get more playing time?
He says the court ruled that the coach was conducting a personal prayer but wasn't leading or requiring prayer. Colton Krolak, KTAR News.
KTAR.
yeah, it's just a situation of people reading shit into things that ain't there. And I see people do that all the time. Like I had somebody read something into a comment that I posted. It wasn't even a comment. It was just a link on Reddit the other day. So I have a subreddit that I started myself based on a joke somebody made in some other subreddit. In fact, the joke probably stemmed from the situation of what I posted the other day, where somebody had posted some records that they got, and they all had like Walmart exclusive tags on it. And then somebody else commented like, yeah, I guess this sub is Walmart hauls now or something like that. Like that's a great idea for a subreddit. And they had typed it as if it was, an actual subreddit as r/Walmart hauls. And the thing is, when somebody types a link to a subreddit, for those of you unfamiliar with Reddit, if you click on it, you will go to that subreddit, which is sometimes kind of a dangerous thing. I remember the first time I saw somebody put R butt Sharpies, and I was like, I clicked on that, and it's like, oh my, that's a thing. Who knew? Another one that I remember clicking on that I was a little disturbed that it was a real thing was are dragons fucking cars? Who knew that was a thing? I could go on, but it's just going to get more explicit and disturbing. Anyway, so yeah, somebody had typed our Walmart hauls, and I clicked on it, and if you click on a subreddit link that doesn't exist, you get to this page. It's like, hey, you could create a community, and I was laughing so hard, and I was laying in bed with nothing better to do anyway. And so I created Walmart hauls, and for the most part, I've done absolutely not a darn thing with it. When the girlfriend Priscilla got her vibrator, I actually took some pictures of it and was going to put it there, but I didn't. Somewhere I still got those pictures on my iPhone, and on my iCloud. Hell, somewhere I've got an iPhone, and that's missing now. Not only didn't manage to get the SIM card working in it, but I've managed to lose the damn thing in my room, because that's what happens with devices that I'm not regularly using. Anyway, yeah, it was that was funny. Vibrator shopping. That was a fun date. That was back when her and I still had a pretty positive relationship, as opposed to now, where it's just awful and all borderline non-existent. Aside from the fact that she won't leave my apartment, and it's a challenge to try to get bill money from her. Anyway, yeah, now we went to. I'm trying to remember. I think we went to Fascinations. Anyway, we went to an adult shop, which is the logical place you would think of to go to buy that kind of a device. And we're really just kind of taken aback at how expensive everything was. And I mean, they had some cheap ones, but they were clearly cheap ones. And we're looking for something a little better quality. And at which point I'm like, we probably buy something better for a whole lot less on Amazon. She's like, yeah, but I can't really look at it. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And of course, the thing is, we couldn't take it. We ordered it on Amazon. It wouldn't be showing up for a couple of days. We wanted something to play with when we got home, so there's that as well. Anyway, I suggested we look at Walmart before we spend the kind of prices that they were charging. And I mean, anything nice, it seemed like, was $50 or more, or around $50. And by nice, I mean something that had like internal lithium-ion batteries, internal rechargeable batteries, as opposed to something that uses little button cell batteries. And our experience with button cell batteries has been that it goes through them really, really fast, and it becomes like really expensive to keep buying button cell batteries for vibrators. So it's whatever extra we spent on one that had a recharge like a cell phone would not only probably get more use out of it between it running out of power, but probably pay for itself over time. And anyway, we ended up going to Walmart, and God, we had to wait forever because they were in like this display case where they have other personal type items, and you have to hit a button for a Walmart associate to come help you, and that took forever. But when someone finally did, that was really nice. It was, I don't know, just a little over $20, $20, and it was the one that we got for $20 was really comparable to the ones that they were selling at Fascinations in the $60 plus range. So yay, Walmart hauls. One of these days I need to make that post or actually do something with that sub. I thought it was a cool idea for a sub. Anyway, so I'm on our vinyl, and somebody posted 2 records. That's what people post on our vinyl, and they were both Walmart exclusive pressings, which is kind of funny because there's Walmart exclusive pressings are really not that exclusive because they sell them at Walmart. So they're generally speaking pressed in such large quantities that, I mean, yeah, technically it's exclusive. It meets the definition. It's a limited edition exclusive. You can only buy it at Walmart. But I mean, there's way more Walmarts than there are record stores, and Walmart is like everywhere in the United States. And as far as limited edition, well, they're pressing them in enough quantity to be available at every Walmart. So limited to how many? Yeah, that's a lot. It ends up being more copies than a lot of records that don't get hype stickers calling them limited editions get. Just because there's so much distribution. Oh my gosh, look, there's a state trooper doing some tailgating. Yeah, when law enforcement is doing tailgating, it's hard to get the point across that tailgating is a bad thing to do. Anyway, so nothing against the records he had. I mean, if the price was right, I'd have probably bought them both myself. They are exclusive variants in unusual colors compared to other pressings of the records. And I think one was Queen, A Night at the Opera, and then the other one he posted was hell, I forget. At any rate, they were both really good records, but he took pictures of them still sealed with, the Walmart, the very distinctive Walmart exclusive limited edition hype stickers on them. And a lot of times when I'm scrolling through my feed on Reddit, I tend to comment on everything, and that's kind of how I've got to have such a ridiculous amount of Reddit karma. And sometimes these little snarky comments that I post take off and go viral and get a ridiculous amount of thumbs up and spur a bunch of conversations below it. And sometimes they just kind of get ignored. Whatever. Let's throw it out there. First thing that comes to my mind. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that picture was r/Walmart-hauls. And the guy just took this horribly bad connotation out of it. Which it was neither good nor bad. I'm just like, he just posted a Walmart haul. And then anyway, his comment he sent back to me, I forget what it was, but he basically said that, well, I don't like being mocked by elitists or something about elitists. And I'm like, yeah, where did you read into that I'm an elitist? Where'd that come from? So anyway, that's what that little thing I heard on the news made me think of people, seeing a group of people of faith having a prayer together, with their coach who was also a person of faith, and then does it mean this? Does it mean that? Does it mean this? No, it means a group of people are having a prayer together. It's just what you see, dude. But yeah, it's funny how many people will read things into things. And it seems to be it seems to be a normal thing to do. It seems to be oh God, what's the opposite of autistic? I want to say normie, but that's really not the right word. There's a word for it. For somebody whose brain is quote unquote normal. Anyway, normal people do apparently read a lot of things into things that aren't there, and that just seems to be the normal way the human brain operates. I tend not to, and I guess I miss out on a lot of stuff because I take everything. I tend to take pretty much everything at face value for exactly what it is. Which is probably why I do so terrible with women.
The Supreme Court ruled on another landmark case today involving freedom of speech and prayer in public schools.
Oh, here we go. Back
to
that.
The case centered around a high school coach who was praying at center field with players after games. The court says it was a personal prayer and therefore it was protected. And you heard it here live.
Yeah. Did that really have to go to the Supreme Court? Goddamn. Anyway. Oh gosh. I'm practically at Amazon. 6:44, made some great time. Have enough time to go in and maybe eat some pizza before work. Probably should give the girlfriend update because that's relevant. So I didn't vlog on the way home yesterday. Pallet guy. I was full board pallet guy at Amazon last night. It was quite glorious. Guess I didn't have time to explain what happened with me only having one dog. I'll try to get that in another video because that's a pretty relevant and interesting story. That problem has finally been solved, and mind you, it's taken over a week for it to get solved. So I'm glad it's been solved. So I have 2 trucks again for loading. Oh, she got booty.
School resource officers and mental health counselors. Lawmakers are hoping this funding will begin to improve the ratio that the current.
Come with me. You won't need to panhandle, girl.
750 students.
Keep you fed.
Well, the Arizona State Fair is back.
Although I won't keep you in fentanyl, which is usually what people who are panhandling ultimately want. Anyway, what was I looking for? Booty on the side of the road. I can't even think straight because I need some of that in my life right now. So obviously that's not happening with the girlfriend. No shock there. Y'all see the homeless encampment on the right there? That one's getting pretty substantial. So, as I mentioned in previous videos, she, when I woke up Saturday night at 8:30 p.m., she was not there, and she did not come home at all on Sunday all day. And when I left, well, I didn't leave for work. I actually left to go do karaoke at Oz, which didn't happen because they were having some kind of problem with their computer. But yeah, she still hadn't shown up, and I didn't leave until after 5. Anyway, I got home. I want to say I got home probably about 6:20. I did stop and get gas. I topped off my tank, and I was just at a little under half a tank. But I heard on KTAR on the news as I was driving home that gas prices had actually gone down. So it's like, yeah, this could just be a temporary dip before it starts jumping up again. I should top off. And I'm glad I did. It's been a little over $30, and the fuel was only $4.99. So, hey, every little bit I can save on fuel right now, it makes a difference. Also stopped at Circle K, got my Circle K drink, was hoping to meet this cashier that has actually been a little flirty with me, and it's like, I'm never going to start a conversation with her, like, outside of these quick meetings we have at Circle K if I don't get her number or give her mine. Anyway, she wasn't working, but I got my drink, and that's the important thing, and got a bag of candy. I need to remember every time I get that Circle K drink, they have a deal on, like, the big bags of candy that are normally like $2.50, where it's only $1 with the purchase of a drink, and my free drink, their POS counts as a purchase of a drink. So I end up getting a 32-ounce drink and a $2.50 bag of candy for $1. So yeah, I need to remember to keep getting those. It's not like, because when that, especially, it doesn't matter how much I stockpile. Most of the candy does, keeps a long time. Anyway, so yeah, I just got home about 6. And of course stopped it. All right, you're cool. You're on camera at work in a place that says speed limit 5, but yeah, you can go ahead and do that, man. Anyway, there was and I stopped at QT and got my eggs and got my eggs in a couple of bottles of tea. This guy's driving like a retard. These speed bumps are pretty gnarly, by the way. Oh yeah, they're talking about people attacking the state senate building. I've been wanting to talk about that, but I'm out of time. In fact, I'm out of time for everything. So, quick, long story short, what happened? Well, I remember it. Got home at about I want to say 6:20. It was really obvious that Priscilla still hadn't come home, which is at this point kind of upsetting to me because, like, she feeds the cats and takes care of the lizards. So I wasn't able to do anything for the lizards. I hope to God they're still alive. The enclosure is pretty nasty, and I just didn't. Yeah, I wasn't up to dealing with that. I did feed the cats though. They were just like, oh, you poor things. Made sure they had clean water. It's kind of funny. Every now and then the cats come up and they start begging. It's like they're begging me for food. And Priscilla feeds them usually twice a day. And I'm just like, y'all know the deal. She's got to disappear for 2 days before I'm going to feed you. Well, she disappeared for 2 days, so I fed them. I want to say about 7:15. I was actually thinking about shooting a vlog at 7:15 this morning, and I got up. I figure now's a good time to start looking for my badge. Dang, sometimes when I pull this badge out of my bag, I almost end up getting the lanyard caught on my box knives, because I got a couple extra. I always have some extra box knives in the bag, and well, that guy's got some kind of strap or something hanging out of his door. Anyway, bring this cord with me as well. She's cute. I think she works in my department. I think she's one of the new line loaders. There's a lot of new line loaders right now. And they all seem to be kind of forming familiar bonds with each other, whereas the people that I used to be line loaders with are largely gone now. Of course, most of us have moved into, more worthwhile positions, such as myself and, and whatnot. So I'll see them at other ends of the building doing more jobs that require more training. Trying to conclude what happened with the girlfriend so I can get in and eat some pizza and get my ass to work. So anyway, about 7:15, I was gonna shoot another video, just kind of a short one, just kind of walk into the alley and have footage of, hey, look, her car's still not here, and say what, get the date and time out, and probably just talk about being the pallet guy the night before as I walked up and down the alley. That was the plan. But as I walked and I peeked, I kind of cracked the door and I looked out and I saw her sitting in her SUV. Now, sometimes she'll pull up and she'll just sit out there for quite a while. And I don't know if she's talking on the phone, she's talking to probably conversations she doesn't want me to overhear since she's pretty obviously seeing somebody else. But yeah, she, so anyway, I just went back inside, got undressed, went to bed. I didn't actually come back out until about 8:15. I was walking around and I kind of poked open Lily's bedroom door and I saw her sitting there at her desk, and I was like, oh, my bad. But if it wasn't for that, we would have had no conversation at all. Nothing. No explanation to where she's been or anything. So anyway, it's a good thing I fed the cats. You think the least she could do is let me know, hey, I'm not going to be home for 2 days. You should feed the cats. I don't I'm going to go bang my boyfriend for 2 days. Yeah, I'm done with you. I'm sure you figured that out. Hey, could you feed the cats? I don't think that's enough to ask, enough communication. I think that's an adequate amount of communication to ask for, just so I know that I need to feed the cats. Anyway, she did kind of pop into my room a little bit after that, and I had really nothing to say to her. She said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to sleep. She's like, oh, and then she closed the door. And that's it. That's all the communication we've had since. So now you're updated. All right. I got to go get my ass to work and hopefully eat a little pizza before I go in, but I don't know that I have time for it now. Anyway, thanks for coming with On the Drive.